sometimes shit happens. We'll blame it on Saturn retrograde. What is that on the screen? There we go. Yeah, sorry about my hair too. I haven't brushed it. I've just moved it about, really. I'll wash my hair tomorrow, my day off. Normally Mondays are my day off until I do this, because it's connected to the moon, so it's about rest. But and that's why Tuesdays are a day where I do loads, because it's about action. But that's not how it is this week. So maybe that's going to have relevance to someone. But yeah, I've filmed a shitload of videos, so I will definitely be needing to rest my voice and my soul and my mind. You know, I'll just need to watch repeats of Sex and the City like I've been doing. Oh, that's totally going to come into this. Yeah, I've caught the same episode of Sex and the City. Like, it's mental how many times I've caught this episode, and it's a very taboo. It's the one I spoke about in the videos. It's a taboo episode, so if it comes into it, it'll come into it. So I don't know how long I'll be on this, because I've also got to do the Sagittarius one. So, yeah. So welcome if you're new. If you're new, I do mediumship Mondays, usually live, but sometimes it's just a video. In fact, you know, for the past sort of month or so, it has been more a video than live, but I'm getting back to doing some of the lives before I have a tired time again in about a month. So, yeah, basically it's not too different from what I do on all the other live streams, apart from the fact that it's more open-ended. So the one I'm doing when I come back, I'm just saying this for the new people, the one that I do after this is Sagittarius in the 9th house. We've all got a 9th house, learning and teaching, travel. Although for me, it's rather than about, you know, the journey, the literal journey. For me, it is usually about the shamanic journey or spiritual journey, because I'm a Sag moon. And yeah, you know, do I like a holiday? You know, like, obviously, you know, yeah, now and again, but I'm not a person that like lives for my holidays kind of thing, you know what I mean? I didn't give away my sovereignty to get on a plane many years ago when that was on offer. Sorry. Not sorry, being controversial. But yeah, so it's, you know, there's something in that about not everybody's the same. Hello, can you hear me? I didn't do the sound check, so I'm assuming that we might have the... Oh, we've already got one that's held for review. Let's just see what it is for a laugh. I can't, actually. No, I can't. Can you twerk? Hilarious. I don't know why that was instantly hell. That's not that bad. So, but yeah, anyway, so we'll just go with the flow. Again, this really might not be that long if people get my tits, basically. But, 27 people right away. Well, that's far too many for me. Spanner people, are you around? I don't know if this works the same, so I'll just need to keep an eye on this myself. Hello, Mr. X, that's very mysterious. I'm okay, how are you? Right, so, I don't know. Oh yeah, you can still do it, I think. Yeah. So that's how we're going to do this tonight, if I'm even here for a while. But I said that last time and it was okay. It was just because I prefer the horizontal... Yeah, I prefer the horizontal live streaming on my laptop, and I'm going to come back and do that after this. But I thought I would give this a go, because again, I'm all about teaching people to get out of your comfort zone. And like I was just saying on the videos I've just filmed, I started off doing it this way, you know, on Facebook, and thank you very much, Marina, and Periscope before loads of people were, before Facebook Live was even out. So, but it's just particularly on here. Hey, 83 Leo here. What's going on? Hello, welcome, Mighty Mite. I'm an 84. I'm not a Leo though, but I do love Leo energy. I love Leo moon energy. Your accent is amazing. Thank you, Pig Vomit. Great name. What inspired you to call yourself that? That's quite funny. Look, I'll show you. I've got a card here that I pulled when I was filming earlier, and it's got a pig flying. So I think it's about believing in the impossible. I will find it just for you. Hopefully I'll find it. So yeah. So while I get used to doing these again, guys, just bear with me. That's my cousin. Who's your cousin? Mighty Might. I'm just giving people a warning now, right? I don't know what I am. Moon, a sun, a rising, a sleeping. I don't know. Oh, right. All the cousins. Oh, sorry. It was a joke. Sorry. I'm a bit slow there. It's your cousin. Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm just giving people a warning, right? That other people that do this might be. Look, there we go. How hilarious is that? It's your cousin. You said it, not me. Don't come for me. You said it. Today I choose joy. So these cards are actually the tapping cards. If you want to see some of that, I'm doing that in the shorts. I don't know if we could do it on here. That might be a bit chaotic. But yeah. We'll just go with the flow. Yeah, what I was going to say is I'm just going to warn people right now. If you're new to me, I'm not as tolerant as some other people out there. So I don't know how other people do their things, but it's not, you know, I don't think it's going to get, oh, hello, Nathan, how are you doing? Long time no see. I'm good. So, yeah, I've got very strict boundaries when it comes to this stuff. So if anybody's too cheeky, you're gone. You know, there's none of this time out stuff. You'll just be out. You'll be hidden, you'll be blocked, and you won't be shown again. Yeah, you can pop up as somebody else and then just block you again. So there's not really a lot of point to it. So I'm just saying now, do you know what I mean? But because sometimes, you know what I mean, people can just be too, and if if you're saying things that I'm not sure what, yeah, well, basically what I'm going to ask you is don't type things in other languages, because I know that people, you could be saying anything. So there's that as well. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. So where possible, if you could type it in English, because I don't speak any other. So, well, actually, I don't know. Spanish and German I've done a bit of at school, but I'm not going to be able to translate that either. So, yeah, there's not too many boundaries, but basically, don't be cheeky, don't be a wido, and we'll get along just fine. Right, so if you hang on a minute, I'm just going to lean over. It's a very ladylike, but and get these wee bits of paper. That's a bit risky, leaving the chat rogue, but you don't know Gaelic? No, I don't. I don't know that at all. Do you? Where are you from? In fact, that's something that we could do. Be friendly to the algorithm. Where are you from? Where are you from and what's your sign? Like 10 bonus points if you tell me your sun, moon, and your rising. But I know the other person just said there that they didn't know all that jazz. That's fine if you don't. Right, so what are we going to talk about? So like I said, this might be a shortish. In fact, I'm going to put an alarm on to tell me when. I'm going to put an alarm on for 25 minutes. If we're having fun, we can extend it. But it's because I've got to do the other live stream too. So USA, Indian territory, 7/27/83. All right, nice. Okay. Right, okay. So thank you for sharing. What have we got? So what are we going to talk about tonight? So already, before I get these bits of paper, whenever I see a name written in the sand, it normally has some type of significance. So I saw the name Tommy written in the sand. So yeah, there could be a Tommy in spirit that there's going to be a message from, or one of you are called Tommy. It could be about somebody you know called Tommy. The only thing that came to me when I was filming the video that I'll have to publish after this was like Tommy and Molly May. And then it made me think of addictions, because he battles quite a lot of addictions. So again, don't ask me how my mind can flip-flop in it, but that's the association my mind made. I also saw a gambling card on the beach as well. So they pulled me in to that. So that could come into this too. So clearly there's something strongly coming up about addictions. Now that doesn't surprise me, because that came up in some of the videos that I've filmed as well, because I've filmed one for today and tomorrow, and I've filmed ones for the shorts for today and tomorrow. And this week in the second level of the membership, we're focusing on detoxing, decluttering the mind. So and I very strongly felt Mary Magdalene and Jesus energy coming in. Well, they popped up in the cards too. I think it will come up on this. basically coming in to help people clear the darkness from their mind. So, you know, that might not be as extreme for everyone, but it will be for some. So I feel it's going to come into this somehow. So let's get a wee bit of paper. So I'm just saying all of that in case it's relevant. So, right, channeled astrology. Well, I always end up doing that naturally. So I've put it in, oh no, have I put it in the title? Yeah, it is in the title, isn't it? Because I was just, it's like, I don't know what it is. It's like you put in the title and then you click it and then it goes away and it just, oh, so that's why I usually, if I do it this way, it's probably going to say Crystal Clair Visions is live and it won't have the thing because it just gets annoying. But yeah, basically, Saturn's already retrograde in Pisces. I won't talk loads about that because it will just waste time. I channeled for 30 minutes about that. But it was quite interesting. What I specifically got was downloads I got in my dreams, because I got it way back when Saturn went in Aries for the first time. And it was, so again, I found it really hard to explain the other night, and it's the same thing now. But it was just basically about, you might, some of you, I pray that you don't, but you might feel like you're going backwards a bit. Like you might feel like you're going back to an old timeline, like when you've already feel like you've jumped to your highest timeline. And, you know, the message was like not to panic. Like that's what Saturn retrograde's about going back to repeat a lesson that you didn't learn, you know, the first time. So that can be with a person, it can be with the same karmic lesson turning up in different people, whether it's romantic or friends or letting family get away with things, and, you know, whatever. That's obviously going to be relevant, the way that I honed in on that. And there was something really strongly coming through with the one I've filmed for tomorrow. I was in this kind of hyper energy that I seem to be in now, but that is Sagittarius. I'm Sagittarius, and that is kind of, I just feel a real hyper sort of energy coming through. But it's okay, we need it to do this. But it's, there was something coming through about Mars and Libra. So Mars is in Libra, remember? And Mars and Libra, you know, Mars is about action, and Libra is, well, what springs to mind is it's people pleasing and procrastination, but it is also like love, peace, harmony, justice, karmic justice, legal justice, weighing up option, like weighing up what's the best option. It's great to go to kind of Libra placements for, like, you know, to get a fair and, you know, unbiased kind of perspective on things. That's what it depends on who you're going to, but, you know, love, peace and harmony, like really great vibes in that way. But the shadow side is people pleasing. So Mars planet action in Libra, it can, you know, cause its problems. And I was more talking about different energies around that, so I'm not going about it because I went on in the video for tomorrow. But it was quite interesting though, because I was talking about how Mars and Libra specifically would manifest in a man, and how I just say now actually how it's manifested in a man is it would be men, in my opinion, that like to be chased. You know, they like to be adorned. And how it manifests in a woman, it'd be the same sort of thing. You know what I mean? Because like Libra's about looking good and feeling good, and, you know, everyone likes to look good and feel good. Maybe not every fucking day. That's like just, that's hard work. But you know what I mean? It's you could see how that would have problems in relationships, because it's like, you know, if a man's always expecting you to sort of chase after them. But it's kind of what I'm saying is, if somebody has Mars and Libra, because that's where it is right now, that is actually kind of like a Mars and Libra trait. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm not explaining that the way that well, anyway, it's because I went on about in the one before. So what else? We've also got the full moon. I'll speak about that near the time, but we've also got the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces on Sunday. So, and if you want to join a group healing offering, I'd imagine that'd just be people that know me quite well. But we're doing that on Sunday. If it goes ahead, it might not go ahead. If people aren't up for it because they're in their fields, I'm okay with that too. But I just felt guided to offer it. So, and obviously, if anybody does pay for that, if it doesn't go ahead, I can just refund. Yeah, I think you get it back. You either get it back right away, or it might get back. Maybe it's like, might be 3 to 5 days. So maybe think about that before you know, check in with me if it looks likely. But the easiest thing to do would be that we have a 30-minute session, because I've got the shamanic drop-in clinic, you know what I mean, drop-in thing. I've put up that again for 15-minute and 30-minute sessions. But yes, I talk about Pisces moon all the time, but in general, it's, you know, lack of boundaries. So the biggest thing to take on board is people might have like zero respect for your personal space and boundaries, and just be mindful of you, like just be mindful of you respecting other people's boundaries as well. People are just going to be extra sensitive, and there's nothing wrong with being sensitive, but it's like we'll all be in our feels. So I tend to keep myself most weekends anyway. So I'm, it lands on a Sunday. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to, why am I being guided to offer a group healing? But yeah, they were like, no, do it. And I get why. It's because like the dark energies in this world like to fool around with the new moons and the full moons, which is why for years in my memberships, like I would always hold new moon and full moon workshops, but it's because it's to transmute the energy of the fuckery that goes on. But to be honest, I just got bored of it. I'd done it for so many years on end, and it got really boring. So then it was time to pass the baton to people that like I've like taught and guided and stuff like that. But every now and again they do pull me to it, and I was pulled to it. And I feel it's more because I really do feel if that goes out, when I say I really do feel, that's a message coming in really strongly. I really do feel it's going to be about severing past life vows, because Pisces is a past as well, and my Pisces energy actually lands in my 4th house of Cancer. So both of these energies are about the past and past lives. So I feel with the fact of me being the one holding it, it's probably going to go a lot into past lives, or like childhood, your past and childhood. So trauma, because the 4th, although it's in Pisces, because it's in my 4th house, it's like trauma, clear. Everything I do is clearing trauma. So all these themes I feel, because again, I don't actually know until we do it. I channel in the moment. Sometimes I know, sometimes I don't. Most of the time I don't, because I purely just channel in the moment. But I know what Pisces is about, and it's going to be something along these lines. So, what are you saying there, Nathan? I've been reinforcing my boundaries, especially as of late. Funny you mentioned that, Claire. Well, you know how it works, Nathan. It's not me. It's just God and the guide speaking through me. No idea what you're saying there, Jam Gaming. But if you keep speaking gobbledygook, I might need to take that out. So, did I miss what anyone else has said? I don't think I did I? Right, so I've been shuffling these for ages. What else? Again, I've not really got a lot of, well, I suppose I need to, because I don't know when else I'm going to fit it in. What else? If you were a natal Pisces moon, this is basically what I say to natal Pisces moons. You need to, 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Well done. Absolutely. What do you want me to say to that? Like you really, really, really need to protect your energy. And what I always find interesting, if you don't actually happen to know that you're a Pisces moon, you'll know because you'll resonate with what I'm saying, right? Maybe anyone could resonate, but this is how you might know. And again, if you really want to know, you could book a session and I could tell you what you're moon. Actually, that's what, see those of you that you might not be in a place to invest in like my usual regular sessions, right? Because I'm only doing these shamanic drop-in clinics like this month, and basically nobody's booked it. So when I done it last week, nobody booked it. So was it last week or the week before? Did I even offer it? I think I did offer it last week too. Oh fuck, I'm all confused, guys. But basically, because that was the week of me going out, I was just looking forward to my night out, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like, I'm just being honest. But now that all that excitement's over and everything, it's kind of like I feel guided to do it because I'm doing the detox and decluttering in the membership. And it's just it means that if you want 15 minutes or 30 minutes with me, it's an opportunity to do that, because I just really I don't do personal sessions like that. And if I do, there'd be a lot more money than what it says in the thing. So I'm being guided to do that. So if you want like, a wee quick sort of chat with me, which is not just a chat, it'll be healing and deliverance for some, but it's kind of like, it would be enough time to check what your sun, moon and rising is. And don't think that that's not huge. That can change your whole fucking life when you know what your moon and your rising is, if you didn't know before. So, yeah, just basically really, really protect your energy. Shields up, as we used to say in my very first membership. Get your, all your spiritual protection. Get your sage. My number one clearing energy, let's get out just now, is sage, right? Because that is what clears the darkest and the heaviest energies. If you haven't got sage, Palo Santo, Florida water, you can use music, you can use sound. There'll be loads of other things I'm not saying right now, but again, it's just because my go-to is always sage. I'm very rarely would I ever run out of sage. Another saying we used to say in my membership was emergency sage. You know what I mean? It's like I've always got, so sending some of that your way. Yes, send some of that my way. I don't know what this is. It's very I think it's just the hyper energy of the, oh fuck, I know what it is. Is it moved yet? It's that's what it is. It's the last of Mercury and Leo. It's like, my God, it's like, I don't know. I just feel like a 3-year-old. I'm like, oh, all of a sudden. And that actually makes no sense because I've been filming all day, which is why I'm saying I'm giving myself tomorrow off because I'll lose my voice if I don't. Yeah, it is. Mercury 28 degrees of Leo because Mercury moves into Virgo tomorrow, which is so. I'm just trying to think if I said enough about. Oh, the biggest thing is because it's like it's an eclipse too. So obviously it's a lunar eclipse on Sunday, which if you saw in the community tab, I was posting very interesting within the UK. They're doing an emergency test of that horrible alarm that goes off on your phone. So if you didn't already know that, oh, as my alarm goes off on my phone, at 3 o'clock on Sunday, there's going to be a loud alarm that goes off on your phone, and it's a testing. This is a false alarm, and so you'll see if you read the post that I done last night. Right as I was posting that, I shit you not, because that's how my guides work. It's just nuts. And God, it was like God speaks to me through the TV more than anything. Seriously, I'm not even. And be careful because demons and everything can talk to you through anything. But this is God. That it's hard to explain what happens to me. But if people watch me for years, you'll get what I mean. Films, TV, songs, blah blah blah, and it'll happen to loads of you too. You'll know what I mean. But it's constant. Like it literally never stops. That is when you're a medium and a shaman, it literally never stops. So it's can be exhausting, but I'm just used to it. But yeah, it was right as I posted it was the bit in Greece too, and it's like a huge siren going off because it's meant to be like around wartime kind of that. I can't remember what era, and I thought, well, that's kind of an interesting synchronicity because it's a false alarm in the film, and this is a false alarm that's going off on Sunday. But I couldn't help but notice the synchronicity of it's a false alarm for war. So do you know what I'm saying? And I don't feel it's actually a false alarm for war in here if that happens. There are very warlike energies going on in the astrology, and but I mean it's like the Bible, isn't it? It's like we're living out the Bible. That's not a revelation, is it? Excuse the pun. Love the accent. Thank you, Ian. Where are you from? Relatable. Hashtag relatable. Slay Queen. Thank you. That's funny. Yeah. I'll speak a bit. I'm sure I will speak about it when I'm doing Sagittarius again. But yeah, mystical. Pisces moon is mystical, magical. Look out for the miracles. Get praying hard because Pisces I also associate with praying. Fun fact, this is actually, I can't remember what exactly, but this is actually prayer week or something. It flashed up on my phone and then I googled it and it did come up somewhere, but then it was coming up somewhere else. It's not till like the 10th or the 11th prayer day. I don't know. But anyway, we pray around here all the time. But the point is Pisces is connected to prayer because it's the 12th house. So anything psychic, spiritual, all that kind of stuff. It's also, victim mode. It's hashtag all of it. It's your feelings. Basically, it's the 12th house of Pisces energy is your deepest fears and your deepest desires. And actually, it's a bit of a shame I'm this tired because the 12th house is my favourite. Like it's the subconscious. So the biggest thing about this too is a full moon illuminates whatever sign it's in. And with this house, with the Pisces being the 12th house, which is the subconscious, that is huge because it means like your subconscious fears and desires, I feel, are going to be highlighted times a million because it's an eclipse. Because eclipses are absolutely life-changing. Like we're basically in the eclipse hallway now, I would say. But once we get into that full moon on Sunday, and then it's that build up to the new moon in the last degrees of Virgo, it's like huge, massive changes will go on in personal lives, definitely in the world. It's predictable that there's going to be a lot of health scares. So, again, would not be surprised at all if there is like big, huge, oh my God, there's another, I'm going to use an analogy here, but it's like, there's something wrong with the left phalange. You know, in that episode of Friends, everybody needs to get off the plane. There is no phalange. So if you can get what I'm saying, if you can read between the lines, if there's anything that comes out in the news about, you know, something that's making everybody very unwell, and you need to instantly get something that will save your life immediately as soon as you take it. Side note, please don't be doing that. Hope everyone learned from the past of the last 5 years. That is what is making people ill. So don't be, I'm trying to think of other words. Well, yeah, this is interesting. That's what I was talking about. So although I'm kind of saying it in a, you know, in a roundabout sarcastic way, that is basically the point, you know. And remember, I am natal moon in Sag, where it is right now, right? And my moon conjunct Uranus, which is the Great Awakener, and I'm definitely a spiritual catalyst, whether you want me to be or not, right? And I'm not just saying that about myself. I've had many, many people say that to me over the past 10 years. And actually, even before I was doing things in public, people are like, oh my God, like that thing you said to me changed my life, or, you know what I mean? Hello, Barbie, how are you doing? But basically, my Sag moon conjunct Uranus also conjuncts my South Node, which is about the past, which is why I'm good at helping people release the past. If you don't want to be who you were in the past and you're creating yourself somebody new, I'll be able to help you do that, to release the limiting beliefs, collapse the old timelines and jump to your highest timeline. What might not let you do it is if you're keeping a whole load of people around you in your comfort zone and they're pulling you back to the past. See how that works? Because Sagittarius is beliefs as well. So it's like you've got to release the old beliefs of who you were to step into who you are. It's kind of like me. Here's a good example. It's like me with this. I don't like doing these vertical live streams. I find it overwhelming. If you're new, if you watch my horizontal live streams, which I'm going to do after this, it's way more chilled. There's only ever sometimes it's just literally 2 people talking, or 4 people talking, or 5 people talking. On these, I find it more overwhelming because there's more people, but it's also just sometimes there's a load of gobbledygook going on too, or just cheekiness. But again, this is okay. We'll get there. It's not too bad just now, but you're not going to be able to get over the fear of something or the annoyance or your comfort zone if you don't just say fuck it, let's go. And that's why my challenges that I sometimes run in public for helping you jump to your highest timeline, or release the limiting beliefs. Because I always say it both ways, because these are both the same thing. It might sound really galactic and far out, but newsflash, I am a galactic time traveling shaman. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm here to anchor in the codes of the earth. Like I'm a true divine feminine doing that. And there are some of us dotted about out there, but there's not a lot. And there's some real and there's some fake. So that's good to be aware of as well. But we'll talk a little bit like this. It's like when I was reading somebody's energy, the last time I was on, then it was a new person. And I remember I tapped into their energy and I was like, the way I'm talking, I feel this is how you talk. And she was like, that is exactly how I talk. And she was like, it's weird to meet somebody in another part of the world and you talk like me. And again, it rarely happens to me. Like now and again, I will find people, or there's people that I follow very well that I'm like, oh yeah, they're totally in my wavelength too. But you know what I mean? It's real recognizes real. That's basically what I feel is coming. Real eyes recognize real lies. Or like if you really connect with being part of the 144,000 as well, which is very real, like you'll recognize other people that carry that energy too. So transformational coaching. And by the way, can I just say, see all of that bit? I'd like to think I'm a good example of not talking about that in a dickhead way, right? Because I think some people can really talk about that in a bit of a dickhead. Somebody, like, all I mean by that is like, it's, I can't help that I am absolutely part of that crew. Whether you are or not, only you'll know. But I obviously, with it being in the title of my channel and everything, and me living going on about all the time, so yeah, I know a bit. Yeah, even when I've been at other healers and stuff, they've mentioned that. So yeah, transformational coaching, right? So we're going to do a bit of that, and we're going to do we've done a bit of the channeled astrology. Is that really all I say? Mercury going into Virgo tomorrow. It won't be this hyperness that you're seeing me in right now. Like, this is fun. This is like child entertainer energy. Like, I bet people with a high degrees of Mercury and Leo are just the great, like, Disney princess people, do you know what I mean? Or like, I don't know, singers, actors, all that kind of jazz. Because I did put in the wee emoji, the bit emoji thing, I did put me with a microphone. So, you know what I mean? That would be, yeah, basically entertaining. Whereas Mercury and Virgo, you'll see the shift tomorrow. It'll go more like, right, come on, enough of that now. Like it'd be like the teacher coming. It'd be like everyone mucking about at high school or like mucking about in primary or something, and it's like, oh my god, the teacher's here. Do you know what I mean? It's like, let's settle down now. Let's get back to work. Let's get our daughters out, and stop all this fucking about. Well, they wouldn't say fucking about. You never know. I don't know. Do teachers say that? They definitely do in their head. Yeah, practical magic. But the thing is, so there's loads of amazing things for having a critical eye for things, right? But it's a big but. The shadow side of Virgo, and remember, we're also in Virgo season. So Mercury is a planet that like rules communication. So you can imagine when Mercury's in Virgo and Virgo's very critical, it makes sense that it could be a lot of negative self-talk, which is why I feel they guided me to I've filmed the shorts, like extra shorts to go along with the shorts that I've always got there, which are like the tapping, so the EFT. So let me know if you like that, and I'll keep that up. But I usually just do that with clients one-to-one. But we are doing a bit of that in the membership if you want to join us there too. And they loved it. I done that last Thursday with them, and those people loved it. None of them are here right now, but they loved it. It's usually in about an hour actually is when those people might come about. Some of them, but just believe me when I say they did love it. But yeah, I would just say be aware of negative self-talk and being too self-critical. And be aware of being too critical to others. You know what I mean? Like, we're all just doing the best we can kind of thing. And I think I've rather hilariously... Oh, I said that. I thought I was going to say it wrong. But see what I mean? See how I'm being critical of myself now. They're showing you what it is. But it's like, yes, I did rather hilariously say that again very well. I usually can't say that. Hilariously. I feel I exemplified... Oh, there's another big word. That you don't have to be perfect. Do you know what I mean? Like some people that you're going to see doing the tap-in, it's very polished and it's very Virgo and it's very Mercury and Virgo, which I'm not slagging that off, by the way. If that's how people roll, that's how people roll. That ain't me. I'm a little bit. Like, I've got a perfectionist in me too, but if I waited till I found something, I would never put in and out. Have you seen what I put out? I'm just like, there is thought that goes out into it, but then I just have to wing it and fucking away we go. Do you know what I mean? And it works, but the way I just described myself is perfect for an Aries with their Aries sun soul in the house of Virgo. I'm a little bit of methodical, thinking out what I'm going to do, and then I just press live and I do nothing that I thought I was going to do because I'm an open channel all the time. They just use me with, you know what I mean? So and again, I'm describing what my soul is like, because if I looked at your chart, I can tell you what your soul's like. That's one of my favorite things to do, because it's not just your astrology, it's the map of your soul. So, right, so I think that's enough of the astrology, really. I'll talk more about it later on in the week, but the biggest thing to take on board is eclipses are life-changing. Oh, also, this eclipse aligns with the North Node in Pisces. So I've said this in the other recorded videos, but the North Node is the collective destiny. So the North Node in Pisces, which is, I've heard me, I talk about the nodes all the time, but the North Node in Pisces is about, like, being more open-minded to the spiritual and the things that don't make sense. It doesn't need to make sense. You're just trusting your intuition. And the South Node in Virgo is about releasing, everything needs to make sense. It needs to be ABC. It needs to be in this order. Actually, I can see how that fits in with what I just said about the way that I filmed the tapping. It's funny, like, I just found it fun. I've not watched them all back, but I found it funny, but I also found it fun. It's like there is definitely my personality mixed in with it. But it's kind of, the point is it's like, it's better than doing nothing. Because when you're tapping on the meridian points, you're tapping out the trauma, and you're reprogramming your mind to the negative beliefs and putting in the positive beliefs. I don't really like the words negative and positive, really annoy me, but it's kind of like, it's that kind of thing of, it is better than doing nothing. It's better than staying stuck in, I'm always going to be this way, I'm always going to think this way, I'm always going to attract bad luck, I'm always going to attract shitty pals and shitty treatment and partners that treat me like crap. And it's like, well, guess what, if you keep telling yourself that, boo, that's what you're going to attract. You know what I'm saying? Or if you get tapping, will we do it now? That could be quite funny. I'm just, fuck it, we're going to do some tapping now. I've got tapping fever, guys. So in fact, here's what we'll do. right? This is what I mean. I didn't plan to do this, but if you want a wee taster of what we're doing in the membership right now, fuck it, let's go. Let's just do it now. Who wants one of these tapping cards? And we'll all benefit, right? We'll all benefit from it. So, who's first? Let's, what would I say? What could we put for that? Put a brain. The first one to put a brain. So, Brandy's put sure, but put a, tap me in, girly. The first one to put a brain, and your card can be first. And then it'll make you scroll back for all the brains. You're looking at the brains. I'm only joking. See, that was quite funny. That was because Mercury is in the last. There we go. Barbie got a brain in first. Mercury is in the last of Leo, and Leo is, I'm going to toot my own horn, and actually maybe a little bit too much. That's another thing. People that have got Mercury and Leo, they might be tooting their own horn a wee bit too much. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's, you know, yeah, that's totally, honestly, that could be a thing, because Leo is ego. So if you've not got your ego in check, you could be doing it too much, kind of thing. But this is something that interests me. I say this all the time. People with Leo anything tend to trigger the fuck out of people. That brain can count too, mighty mites. I'll do your one next. That was thinking outside the box. But it's kind of like, because technically it's not wrong. See what I mean? I love what happened there. That's not wrong. I just said put the brain. So you're obviously somebody that likes to be different. What sign are you? Are you an Aquarius or something? Yeah, like basically people with strong Leo, like it's because it's about confidence and it's shining your light, you will trigger others' demons. Like, so it's a fact. So that just popped into my mind there. I was going to stop now. Let's put 15 minutes on. To be honest, it's fine if we might start having fun. But I'm coming back after this anyway. Right, okay, so what have we got then? What's the card for Barbie? Did I call you Brandy at any point on this? I mean, that is something that I have to blame on my dyslexia and the 100 of other things I've got with this. But if I don't actually say Brandy, I have to stop myself from saying Brandy. So I'm just saying right now, if I ever do that, I'm sure I do it. But Barbie. Barbie knows this. Got both brains to cover all bases. Good for you. Right. So, all right, I see what you mean. I'm being really slow. I'm quite tired. Right, so I can be a bit slow sometimes. You always call me that. I've been called what? Yeah, sorry, I knew I did. But you know what? Do you know, like, surely it makes a little bit of a difference that I call myself out in it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why. It's something that my brain is doing. Like, I think it must be the dyslexia part, which is quite interesting because, and that's really going to annoy me over the next couple of weeks at Mercury's in Virgo, because like I said, Virgo, that would be like great spell checker energy, and I'm like that naturally. It's really weird for somebody that's got dyslexia. I notice everything like that. Like if somebody else spells something wrong, I'll notice right away. Like I'm good at noticing mistakes and everything like that. But when I'm doing something fast like this, or if I was in an exam, there's your card. I'd make tons of mistakes. Right? Oh, Barbie. See, I did say Brandy in my head again. Fuck's sake. I don't know how. I'm going to have to tap on that. Barbie's name is not Brandy. It's Barbie. Okay? Get that into your skull, Claire. Right. So, you got the, look at this. I love this. I'm doing the X Factor Mercury and Leo dramatic build-up. Da 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 da. The two swans that make a heart. So it's something about love. If you're new here, guys, I might use this for a thumbnail. Although I don't know if it does. I bet it'll choose this. It'll probably choose that naturally. Yes, I'm a twin flame healer and shaman and basically everything. Think of anything in the way of helping and healing, and I probably do it and put twin flame in front of it, basically. Twin flame astrology, twin flame hypnotherapy, but it is beautiful, isn't it? I choose to respond with compassion, but what I get from this, Barbie, right, is this card is actually about, like, you know, it sounds like when people have had a bit of an argument. So I'm wondering if this might be like, you know, predictive of whenever your next interaction is with him. I'm wondering if it, like, you know, could we ask, are we allowed to ask whether you sent the text? I'm assuming if you had, you would have told us. But you know what I mean? It's whenever that fated moment comes about, this is about sorting out problems, you know, where there's been a bit of an argument or something like that. Anyway, you'll see what I mean when we tap on it. So, no, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't think you did. I mean, it just wasn't time, but one of these times it will be. So, I choose to respond with compassion. So, if everyone wants to do this, if you've never done it before, I'm sure, you know, I don't know about everyone, but I'm sure most people have heard of tapping or EFT, emotional freedom technique. So, it's kind of like, we tap on the meridian points, and but bear in mind I'm kind of tired, so I'll put in as much effort as I can here. So but we start with tapping on the side of the hand, but before, the bit that I always forget, but I personally feel I always forget because I don't know that everybody can kind of get on board with that, but for the people that can, some of you more sort of logical, analytical people might like this bit. If I was to say to you on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst and 1 being the best, how do you feel when it comes to that statement? I choose to respond with compassion. Do you always choose to respond with passion in the moment if somebody was nasty to you? Or bit your head off for no reason? Could you say that you're right up there at a 10? Let's get real, people. You know, I'm the most patient person in the world, but even I'm not putting myself as a 10 there, right? Really, the pit, you just don't know what's going to happen. Especially if it was like an Aquarius moon, expect unexpected. An Aquarius moon actually comes right at the end of the week on Friday, Thursday, Friday. So maybe somebody will need to test that out. Wouldn't that be really cool if that actually happens for you specifically, Barbie? But yeah, so just, you know, see if you're just given a number. Like for me, I'm, you know, very tapped into my intuition. So I'm, you know, usually they'll just give me a number and I'll be like, oh, I don't know. And they'll argue with it. And it's like, no, that's the number. I'm like, right, okay. So like, I'll actually, let's see. I choose to respond with compassion. I think I'm an 8. Like, seriously, I'm being genuinely serious here. I think I'm an 8 because it takes a lot to rattle me. But I'm not giving myself a 10 because you never know. Like, you know, somebody could come on here and be a right cheeky bastard and I might be like, hey, what the fuck, you know what I mean? Anyway, on here I'm alright with that. But you know what I mean? You just never know. Online, offline, people could fuck you off. Let's get real. So it's like, it reminds me, I'll put the review on this, right, when I finish this. Somebody done a review of, by the way, if you're new, everything I say is part of it, it's part of the channeling. But somebody put a review of one of my filming workshops, which was now about 9 years ago or something. They said, Claire is a little bit of love and light and a little bit of fuck off that we all need in our lives. And although I don't like the terms love and light, and she knows that because she put love and light in inverted commas, that, I think that's the perfect example of me. Like, I was delighted with that description. It's true. Like, I'm very kind, I'm very loving, I'm very compassionate. But if you step over my boundaries or you hurt the soul family that I love or my family, you're gonna meet my boundaries. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's a true divine feminine, soft and strong. But anyway, so like I say all the time, when you meet somebody that's truly done the shadow work and the shadow integration, which never stops, nobody's ever healed, which is why I didn't give myself a 10, you'll notice, you'll always be aware of where you can do more work. You'll always be aware of your own shadow and your own capacity to not be compassionate in challenging circumstances. But that's the point. You're awake and aware and you don't react right away as mostly, you know, as most other people would. But it comes back to the nobody's perfect thing. Right, okay, so this is all coming, everything I'm saying is going to have something to do with this. So let's just see what, interesting, yes, no, I didn't, I tried to understand why behind it, yeah, yes to number 3, 8 in reference to the card, right, okay, so tune in. So I've said what I'm, you know, you can, everyone else, you can either put it like Barbie has, or I'm really having to stop this for saying that, that's funny, or you can just think to yourself. And like I said, if you can't really get on board and you're like, oh, I don't know what I am, then it doesn't really matter. The point is notice whether it made you feel a wee bit better than you did before. Right, so we're going to tap on this. So just follow along with me if you've never done this before. I choose to respond with compassion. Now, you can either say it out loud. If you've got people around you that might be like, what the fuck are you just coming out with all this for? But, or you can just, you know, if you got headphones in, or if you just don't want to do it out loud, just listen to what I'm saying. So, side of the hand. Even when faced with difficult situations, because it's good for me to look you in the eye, I respond with empathy and care. Hello, hash. Eyebrow. I pause before reacting. I forgot that I even said that. Notice how I just said that. Side of the eye. And I take a deep breath to center myself. Under the eye. I see beyond the surface of conflicts. Under the nose, this is my favourite one. This would get me crying if it was moving enough. Tune into what you react the most to. I open my heart to understanding others. Under the mouth, I choose kindness over judgment. That's a good one for Mercury going into Virgo and Virgo season in general. Is it better to be kind or right? That's something that a lot of people need to take on board. Collarbone, everything. Oh no, this is, oh my God, I already pulled this before I pulled the card. Oh my God. This is what I do all the time if you're new, but that's kind of nuts, isn't it? Collarbone, everyone is doing their best. Under the arm, or if you're in like me, you end up tapping the side of your boob, but anyway, that's like under the arm, with their own internal struggles. Top of the head, I choose to respond with compassion. Take a big deep breath and release. Just sort of check in with yourself. Bear in mind that this is very quickly that we're doing this. Well, not very quickly, but you know what I mean. If this was you personally, I would be doing this a few times with you and really letting it sink in. But does it feel like that? Oh, wait a minute. That's so funny. I've just realised something. Oh, God. See what I mean? I fucked up already. When I said that I was an 8, I actually was meaning like a 2. Because 1 is the best and 10 is the worst. Oh, my God. So I don't know if you got that bit, Barbie, but fucking hell. So, yeah, I feel I'm still a 2 because I'm always going to give that leeway for you just don't know when someone could come out the woodwork and, you know, you'd be too reactive. So just notice where that might have went down a bit. But yeah, I just noticed, yeah, I mean, that's funny. But that's part of it, you know. People make mistakes, but mistakes make people. It's no big deal. Because it's like, kind of like, I think it's when I do my other stuff. Yeah, but yeah, so 10 is the worst and 1 is the best. So I was more thinking like that 10 was the best there. So I would just change it to instead of an 8, I'm a 2. Because there's always that bit of leeway for, so, but usually what it'd be is like, if we'd done a few rounds of that, usually it moves quite dramatically with me actually, because I'm weaving in the light code activations and just all the healing in general and the shamanic healing and clearing energy. But tapping alone is very powerful. So yeah, hope that served you, Brandy. Brandy, I fucking done it again. Sorry, I just don't know. I don't know how I'm going to be able to stop it. But at least that's so annoying. Yeah, Barbie, it'll be really annoying if we get somebody called Brandy because I'll be like, oh my God, now I'm really fucking confused. But that very much is feeling like there's going to be a moment coming up with your person where you're going to have to think about all of those things. Stopping and checking in yourself, taking a deep breath before you react, you know. And again, with what you've shared about him, I can see why that card's come out. You know what I mean? Like, is it better to be kind in this moment or right? So I don't know if he has a tendency to lash out when you do interact with him, which I know hasn't been a lot at all in the last however long. What, year really? It's nearly a year, isn't it? Did you say it was October? So just keep that in mind. I'm just going to pull one more of these for you and then we'll do, what was it, Mighty someone? So if anyone else wants one of these cards, this is probably just what I'll do until I get off, until the alarm goes off. Then put a brain of sorts. Hello, Namira. What a lovely name. How are you doing? Barbie, what on earth? Look at this shit. Did I shuffle them? Look at this. What? That is the only card in that tapping deck that is about love, by the way, that I've seen, right? And also, that is the only card in that deck that is about true love. Talk about wait a minute. That would be a great thumbnail. Talk about twin flame energy. That's given big twin flame energy. Do you know what I'm saying? Open your heart, red rose. Your potential for greater love rests in opening your heart. Blockages and wounds from your past, which is what tapping helps with, will be healed, and you will be met with the true passion you seek. Right, Brandy's twin flame, we're putting the prayers out there and the tap-in energy, and that if your soul is open to this healing coming out to you, I'm praying that the blockages to your heart are cleared, so that you can at least come together to have a beautiful conversation. That's exciting energy. Right, okay. So, and for all the unions out there, when it's time to have a beautiful conversation, a healing conversation, because that's the other thing. Mercury, communication, in the sign of Virgo, healing, a healing conversation, not a critical conversation, because blame and shame and criticising never helped anyone. Self-criticising or criticising the person. Okay, I don't know about you, but if someone's like, I told you so, and you didn't do this right, do it that way, you'd be like, get yourself to fuck, you're getting on my tits, you know what I mean? Do you do everything perfect? No, see you later. You wouldn't probably say that, you'd think in your head though, do you know what I mean? It's, we're all doing the best we can. That's just but keep yourself safe out there too. I don't want to be encouraging people, like, some people, let's get real actually, some people aren't doing the best they can. Like, some people are like settling for low-hanging fruit, and you're settling for shitty pals and shitty family and shitty romantic partners because you're in your comfort zone. So you're not doing the best that you can for yourself. See, now this is the critical side of it. And those people aren't doing well for themselves either. So basically, do it for yourself, you know. You do deserve to do better for yourself. Hello, Gary. Gary, I'm doing tapping cards just now. So if you want one of them, I can give you one of them. But I've got to do a person before you. But sorry to hear for that. So prayers for your financial abundance to pick up. Be open to a miracle. You might actually get money about. There is a card about that. I could actually just pick it out. We'll shuffle. If it doesn't come out, I'll just pick it out. December 31st, last real communication. October, I broke things up. Ah, right, Hogmanay. Did you have a wee argument or something? Right, so Mighty Might, let's do your one. I'm okay. Hope you're doing well. I am. That it was wild, wasn't it? No, I don't need any more info. No, I'm used to. By the way, I started off. I would just read people's screen names. I don't need anything from people. I just read energy. Like, I mean, when I wasn't doing it live, like I would do that over Instagram and stuff like that, and all the other places I was doing it. Right, so, if you can hang on a minute, Gary. Right, so, Mighty Might. What have we got? What's the card that's coming out for Mighty Might? And everyone else, because that was nearly said Brandy again. Honestly, I hope this is giving you entertainment too, because I'm fucking laughing at myself. They're really demonstrating to you how not perfect I am, and you've no idea. Like, honestly, you've no idea how much that annoys me, because I fucking hate. I don't like the word hate. I hate getting people's names wrong. I always like to know how to pronounce something. Like, you'll see me. I'll ask, how do I pronounce that? So it's really annoying me. I keep doing that, but you know. It is what it is, guys. I love and accept myself anyway. Oh, that's the bit we missed out. Because you're meant to say, wait a minute, what was your one? I forgot what it was. Something about compassion. Just basically say something like, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. They don't actually say that in these cards, but you are meant to put that in. Right, okay. So see, that's me being, that is the critical part of that again too. Right, so it was just Louise Hay's anniversary the other day, and that is who's a huge influence to my work. So, and she's all about affirmations. Right, what have we got for Mighty Might? You can tell us your name if you want, but you don't need to. We have. Oh my god! I'm gonna freak the fuck out of people. You mostly. I'm going to give you one guess, and you can guess with an emoji. If you've been here since the start, what card do you think it is that I'm holding? The shock in my face should tell you. See, that's God and the guides and the loved one in spirit. I was dying to say something else, but we give it away. And family members that are wowing people. Oh my god. That's why I just love doing this. Honestly, even when I'm tired, I love, like, this is how you know you're following your calling. That is absolutely fucking hilarious. Who is... Oh, right, that's your name. I was going to say, who's Austin? Well, Austin, what do you think the card is? Granny? Where are you getting Granny from, Barbie? I'm going to give you a very big hint. It's a member of the family that somebody already mentioned. Oh, wait a minute. Was that you or was that somebody else? Am I getting mixed up? Oh, it wasn't you. It was the other person. But I mean, it's still quite funny. Sorry. That would have been really weird if it was you. It was actually the other guy, wasn't it? It was somebody with pig in the sort of... I've given it away. Look, someone back here. Look, there we go. Pig vomit. I'm awfully sorry, Austin. I was mixing you up with pig vomit. Look. Remember when he said that's my cousin? If you don't get that banter, you haven't been watching since the start. Today I choose joy. So there's something coming in here, Austin, about there's something going on in your life where you might be like, oh yeah, pigs will fly when that happens. You know, that's not going to happen to me. Pigs are going to fly. Well, pigs might just fly. That pig's flying through the air. Do you know what I mean? Believe in miracles. Today I choose joy. Oh, you're in Austin. Oh, sorry. You're in Austin. Right. Austin, Texas. Or no, I'm Austin. No, you are Austin. Oh my God, this is getting so confusing. No, today I choose joy. So we all should choose joy because it's a Sagittarius moon. It's a very happy... Yes, I know. Sorry, pig vomit. That was your card. And if you want one, you can let me know. Pig vomit. Oh, well. Interesting surname. See, we're not going to judge the screen name. Right, okay. So this is Austin's card, but we can all benefit from this, right? So we're going to go again. So with me remembering what's what, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst and 1 being the best, remember that, Claire and everyone else, where are you at with that? Today I choose joy. 10 is the worst and 1 is the best. I'd say it was a 1. Yeah. I've been in a really good mood today. But I'm a Sag moon, so I tend to find when the moon returns to your own moon sign, you can either have a really great day or a not so great day. And I've actually felt pretty good today. So so you check in on what number you might... Right, okay, so pig vomit's saying a 6. So if people aren't going to tell, then you can just keep it to yourself. But yeah, that was someone else. I'm Chinese Astro. I'm a pig. Oh, there you go. Well, it's still relevant. Right. Sorry, this is really slow. You might notice that it takes a while. So today I choose joy. A little bit like myself sometimes with jokes and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm good at cracking a joke, but sometimes I can be a bit slow to get the joke. Do you know what I mean? I blame my mum for that one. I'm not to blame and shame, but my mum can sometimes be like that too. So today I choose joy. So sorry, the light's not on in here, so it's kind of hard. So no matter what happens today, I choose... Right, okay, side of the hand. No matter what happens today, I choose joy. It's a bit late here. Late in the day in the UK, but anyway, it's not for some of you. Eyebrow, I open my heart to joy. Side of the eye, I seek out moments of joy. And you did seek out a moment of joy, because this is fun. Otherwise, you wouldn't be hanging around. It's entertaining. Under the eye, and I find joy in the simple things. Under the nose, I choose to focus on the positive. Under the mouth, and I allow gratitude to fill me up. This is very fun. Thank you. You're very welcome. I'm glad it's fun. Collarbone. My face brightens with joy. Under the arm, I radiate with positive energy. Oh my God, this is such a Sagittarius moon thing. Top of the head. Today, I choose joy. Let's repeat it twice. Today, I choose joy. Last time. Today, I choose joy. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. In the moments where I might fall towards things that aren't so joyful, you know, forgive myself for that. I think that would be realistic to put that in. So, the flying pig, let's see what else. That's so funny. That would have been... How funny would that have been if that had come out for you, though? Pig vomit. Right, so what's another wee message to go with this for Austin? Do you know something? There's a very feelsy-weelsy energy in there. I don't know if it's Saturn going retrograde into Pisces, or if it's because we're building up to the Pisces full moon, but there's a very feelsy-weelsy energy in there, because right before I pulled that card, they pulled my eyes to a hug makes everything better. And then the card that you got is you are lovable. So there, see how there is something really coming in here for you, Austin, but for everyone else resonates with this about give yourself some credit. Like in the membership, that was actually the little shorts that came up in there. Like, where do you need to give yourself more credit for the, you know, for the progress that you're making? I'm such a hugger too. But also you've got to be aware that not everyone else is. But yeah, I'm a hugger. And again, it's like I've made this joke a few times, but I'm going to make it again. Like, how I'm still alive, I'll never know, when I've loved the same man for, I've lost time, you know, I've lost count of how many years it is, because I'm pretty sure it's fucking lifetimes, not just years. But do you know what I'm saying? Because, and you'll get what I'm saying when I read this out. Hug a loved one. Oxytocin, the feel-good chemical in our bodies, is sometimes referred to as the cuddle hormone, which I have been deprived of for years on end now. So, but it's okay. That's actually my fault. I've deprived myself of it. So, with good reason. The level, oh, that wasn't me, that was on the card. The level of oxytocin in our bodies becomes elevated when we have physical contact with someone we care about. And this in turn makes us feel happier and reduces stress. So hugging doesn't just show someone you care. That hug is packed with a host of brilliant benefits for the both of you. I can give you a wee sneaky peek. That came up in the one that I filmed for today that will go up after I've done this. Well, you know, after I've done another one. And so some of you might not see tomorrow, to be realistic. But it also came up in the one for tomorrow as well. So there's definitely something about a hug, a healing hug, you know what I mean? Wherever that's going to come into things here. So love who you are as you're created perfectly. Everything about your true self is beautiful. And you know, that you might think and then look what's behind that. The power of self-kindness. Like, you might think, what's that got to do with the wee joke that I made? Although I'm not fucking joking. It's I can't be any other way, because that was me being true to myself. You know what I mean? So, rare I know in these times, but that is the truth. Right, okay, so pig vomit, it's your turn. If anyone else wants, I don't know if I'm ever going to get used to saying that. If anyone else wants one of these, I am now going to pull one for, oh no, wait a minute. Sorry, before pig vomit, do you even want a card? I'm actually going to do one for, wait a minute, was it Gary? It was Gary, wasn't it? Yeah, Gary. So this is Gary's card first, just to be fair about it, because hard to say since I'm at work. I'll go with 4. All right. Never saw that before. I'm such a hugger. Sometimes I hug myself. Yes, absolutely. I'm a Leo. I'll take hugs from certain ones. Well, it's good to be discerning, you know what I mean? I don't want to hug off everyone either. Do you know what I mean? But it's hugs from be selective about the hugs, I suppose. But we can give energetic hugs. I'm a healer. Even people I embrace that are not huggers will hug me back. Yes, I know, but well, I don't know. You got to be careful with that, Barbie, because it's boundaries. That's something to take on board with it. I'm like, because you know the reason why I'm saying that is because people that aren't used to hugs and stuff, or like even like basically love. Like, say you grew up in a family that wasn't very loving, that can actually be very triggering. Like, I'm aware of that with me, and it's, you know, it can be hurtful if you're like that, but like you might be like this too. Like, I ooze love. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like give all my time. I do all the time. Give my time to a stranger. And I had this conversation in a session with someone recently, and you know, I work with so much unconditional love in everything that I do that people that don't know me could be like, what's the catch? There is no catch. Like, this is just my calling. This is what I came in with. But also I have got boundaries, and I don't like people take the piss anymore. I've been through that fucking part of my calling. But it's, and that's what I mean. People will find out if you push me or you're cheeky or that, you know what I mean? You'll meet my boundaries. But it's, And I can't help it. That's the way that I am. If people want to, take that the wrong way. But the thing that I'm aware of is you can't love bomb people. You know what I mean? Like, in reflection, like I can see how, you know what I mean? Like if I get really excited, like say when I meet people online and that too, you know what I mean? You can come across a bit like, too much. Like I know that it comes across like I'm just really excitable and it's like loving that. But, if someone doesn't know you, like, do you know how I know as well? I'm just going to keep it 100. People who do that to me, as well, obviously over the years, and it can still happen, because people watch me, and think about it, I've got stuff going out every day. Some people do watch everything I do every day. Some people have said to me that I feel like I'm their best friend. That is a lovely thing to say, but in reality, if I have never met you, like, do you know what I'm thinking about how weird that is for me? So although it's a nice compliment, it's like that is something that I often, but I'll teach people about that. The first session that we have, if that kind of energy is there. And it's, it's something I'm going to get Mercury and Leo right now. I'm going to toot my own horn. I'm good at doing that. But it's, it's something you've got to navigate. But I'm just owning that about myself too. Over the years, it's like, even though I might want to flood somebody with like, oh my God, you're so amazing and blah, 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 all this kind of stuff, you got to be careful like that, because if someone doesn't know you, they can think like, what the fuck's going on here? So let people get to know you, I guess, is the message. So, but yeah, it's really sad actually. For me saying that, that's definitely going to mean something to someone. Like, I've had like so many I've had so many experiences with men and women who have actually completely massively self-sabotaged themselves to the max by thinking that I was somebody that I wasn't, you know what I mean? So that's kind of sad too. And it's like they've done themselves out of a genuine connection, and there aren't too many genuine connections in this world, are there? Like, but you know what I mean? I'm sure that people can relate to this. Someone's done it to you, or maybe you've got someone all wrong too. So, ooze love and I bleed glitter. Love it. Yeah, don't fuck around and find out. Exactly. Aye, fuck around and find out. Perfectly. I know. I love that saying. That's a good way to say it too. I can tell their energy before. Yeah, that's your Scorpio moon. Generation difference, I think. Yes. Yeah. Right. Okay. So it is, isn't it? Because you've got like, you know what I mean? Like, do you know what? That you know where this? Sorry, Gary. I'm going to put Gary. Are you still here? Gary might not even be still here, but it's the thought that counts. I'm going to pull Gary's card. Unless he's very patient, but I haven't seen him say anything in a while. That's actually my counsellor chat too, like the amount of people that when I was in counselling training that got offended at the most ridiculous shit. And it's like, are you fucking serious? Oh, Gary, you're there. You know what I mean? It's like, it gets a bit ridiculous to a point where it's like, it's like this. I spoke about this in the video earlier about all this, being like overly PC with fucking everything all the time. Like, I just like to do a sweeping statement of like, look, I respect everyone, all genders, whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it could get very confusing when you're channeling to sort of like, mind your P's and Q's as much as what some people do, but it's comes from a good place, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, I think it's just such a shame how easily offended people are these days. And I just think for a lot of the time is people just want to make a whole big fuss about nothing. But it's not always that. That's an important thing to take on board. We do have to respect each other's boundaries. And you don't know what that person's boundaries are. Like, and actually, even to be fair, even with you saying I know what you mean, you can get a feeling for it, but you don't know what's going on inside that person. So that's very good to take on board if you are very psychic like myself, because we're all psychic. But you know what I mean? There's some of us that can tune into people like again, I've got Pluto 0 degrees in Scorpio in the 12th house. You're going to be hard pushed finding somebody that can tune in like I can. But it doesn't mean that I know everything that's going on with that person. And even if I do, I'm not going to pull it all out of them, because that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a bit different in this scenario. But even with that, like, you'll see I get stuff all the time and I don't say, like, and again, it's funny because anyone I tune into a lot of people that have got like Pluto and Scorpio or just energies that can do that too. And that is a good skill to be able to be like, although this person wouldn't mind if I say in public, because they've actually said to me that this feels too personal. And like, I'll say to somebody in the next session that we do, or I'll be like, send me an email or something. And that's a good skill to have. I feel that comes a lot from, because I've got Saturn and Scorpio in the first house. It's all about boundaries, strict boundaries. You know what I mean? Very much fuck around and find out, Brandy. Fuck us. Please forgive me, I said Brandy again. Right, okay, Gary. Let's get Gary's card. Gary, you need to find a different profession. What are you talking about? Right, so what's Gary's card? Oh, now this is interesting. So you said something about money, and it's not the one about finances, right? But it's actually, this one is going to help. So, because this one came out loads in the shorts that I've filmed for the coming days. So, we're going to go again on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the worst and 1 being the best. How does everybody feel, especially Gary, when I say I let go of what I cannot control? Okay? So 10 being the worst, 1 being the best. Be honest with yourself. How able are you to let go of what you cannot control? I'm either a 2 or a 3. Depends what we're talking about. I'm very good at just surrendering the present moment. No matter how shit it is, that's a Sag Moon thing. I've had to work at that though. Obviously, if we're talking about the Twinflame journey, I would have been right up at the other end right at the start of it. And then, I've went along the sliding scale. You just got to fucking accept it how it is, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, have fun along the way kind of thing. But anyway, so check in with how you feel. So we're getting a 9, we're getting a 2, we're getting a 7. Do you know what I'm saying? So, right, let's see if that shifts when we read this. So, used to be a 9, but I've become a 2, maybe because I'm 42 now. Maybe it is. Right, okay, so starting with the side of the hand. Even though I have the urge to control things, I choose to let go. Even though I have the urge to control things, I choose to let go. It's no big deal, man. I'm just letting go. I'm letting go and going with the flow. I'm adding bits in. Eyebrow. I release the need to manage every outcome. It's not realistic. I can't manage every outcome. Side of the eye. I focus on what's within. Because Lord knows Saturn retrograde in Pisces is going to force me to focus on what's within. Under the eye, letting go brings me peace. Under the nose, trusting brings me peace. Trusting specifically that my financial needs will be met. I don't know how, I don't know where, but they're going to be met. I'm open to money miracles as soon as possible. I let go of any shame around money. I'm adding that bit in. So this is just coming in for whoever wants this. Collarbone. I free myself from the burden of control. Under the arm, I trust life. Top of the head. I let go of what I cannot control. And just because you had mentioned something about, I can't remember what you said, but you said something about being in between paychecks or something. I want to specifically get, because see how that could fit for a lot of people. And remember, guys, while I'm doing this, just remember that if you'd like to do this with me 1-to-1, it doesn't need to be the whole session, but definitely those 15-minute and 30-minute ones, you know what I mean? We could do this 1-to-1 and all that energy would be going to you. Where is it? Actually, I better slow down because I know there is one, but I might go past it because I don't know the deck that well. Right, does anyone else... Pig Vomit, are you... Pig Vomit, did you put a brain? Do you want one? And anyone else before I go? Because I've still got to do Sagittarius. Oh, there we go. So, which one do we want? I'll let Gary pick. Gary, we can do abundance flows to me, or we can do I am in control of my financial destiny. Which one feels like it might resonate more? And I'll be patient to see. And also, guys, remember, take a deep breath and release. and check in with how you feel about that last one I just done. Do you feel like you're able to release control? Or whatever it was, I've forgotten, I've shuffled it back in. My one was kind of up there, you know. I feel like I'm able to surrender quite. It's not like it. Again, you've got to be realistic. It's like, but this is stuff I work on all the time. So Destiny, Gary, right, you're funny. Good, you are in control. But what one speaks to you more out of these? Abundance flows to me, or I am in control of my financial destiny. What one will we pick? All right, unless Mighty Might is saying you want me to read the Destiny one. I'll have a quick read of both of them. Actually, let's read them both, because this is clearly in the collective. There'll be loads of people that are worrying about money. So all I ask, if this helps you, you could use your hype on me. Now, if you're like, Claire, what the fuck's a hype? I'm going to tell you. The hype button, I don't really know loads about it, but what the hype button is as well as liking the video, which apparently helps us get in the algorithm, although I get so heavily hidden. Is it? I don't know. Although I don't know, this has went out to some new people, but clearly not a lot when there's only 4. You know what I mean? This usually when people go live vertically, there's like a ridiculous overwhelming amount. So that hasn't happened, but I'm not complaining about it because overwhelmed. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, but I do get hidden, you know, in general, and it's annoying because I'm here to help people, and when I get hidden, I can't help people. So I can help people that find me, like, but it's usually people that have followed me for like a decade and stuff, you know, or a couple of years, and but if this has helped you at any point, if you scroll that way, right, and you'll see hype, and if you press hype, it'll ask you, do you want to use your hype? And the thing is, you get 3 chances to hype every Monday, and today is Monday. So if you haven't already given somebody a hype, then you can give it to me. I don't know if you can give all 3 to me. I'm not asking for that. That would be very generous, but you might be able to. I don't know. You probably could actually. But again, grateful for one if you can, and let's see if it makes a difference. I don't know. It's something that they're rolling out. So they're rolling it out to people with less than 500,000 followers, because that's deemed a small channel apparently, although that's quite a big channel. But so it's some of the ones that are above that, they haven't got that. So it's those little small ones that have got that. But like I said, there'll be some fucking massive channels that are still, you know what I mean, that'll have that. So give that to them too. I hyped you. If I can again, I will. Thank you very much, Barbie. But yeah, anyone else that is your favourite YouTubers, go and hype them up. You know, go and be like, way, you know what I mean? Go and do it. Mighty Might, it is like, so scroll this way, right? So that is my left as I'm doing this. I think it'll be your left too. Do the, if you go to the, wait a minute actually, let me just check on here. I'll need to go to, one of my old ones. Yeah, so you, oh mate, wait a minute, I'm not, maybe it's because it's my video though. Generally speaking, it's, wait a minute, I'm going to just, that's annoying. Before we, Gary, did you, what one do you want me to read? Oh, I've already decided, I've got to read both of them. I'm in a, right. Pick somebody, what has this person got it? So, oh yeah, it's kind of hidden, right? So there's a like button, right? So I'm going to like that person's video. I've not even watched it, but that's the kind of person I am. That person sat there asked to do that video. I'm liking their video, right? So you've got share, remix, thanks, and then hype is right beside the thanks button. So if you press hype, right, and then it says hype 1 point K 2 point. The point is determined by how big the channel is or some shit like that. So you press hype, and then, you know, it says small creator bonus points applied if you press that hype. So that's how you do it, right? So like I said, if you want to do that for me, much appreciated. I'm not really too sure what the fuck it does either, but they say it does something. And but yeah, give a hype to somebody else that you like and you find helpful too. So, and also like the video and comment and shit like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, because that's what I was going to get at as well. If you're watching this on replay, it'd be brilliant after this is finished. Is it if you put, like, you know, I think what I might do is I'll pull one of them and we can put that affirmation in the comments, or something like that. Put something, and that will really help the video as well. So I don't always say things like that, but I'm saying it because it's it is what helps people find it. So I'm going to make the executive decision here. We're going to read both of these. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst and 1 being the best, how do we feel about this statement? I am in control of my financial destiny. And it's a beautiful card. That reminds me of Hitch. You know that scene when that couple are getting married and they're all dancing? I don't know why. It's like that was on the other day. I didn't watch all of it, but I'm sure there is a scene in, I don't know, it reminded me of Hitch. So that might, and that's so weird. So that might have some sort of relevance here for like a love confession, because that's the biggest part of that film. When he thinks he's in control of everything, everyone's love life, and then even his own, and it turns out his own love life is the one he wasn't in control with. Because when you fall in love, everything goes out of control. You know what I mean? You can't speak, you can't eat, you can't sleep, and the words don't come out, because that's a brilliant scene in that film. So, right, okay, and be careful not to jump to conclusions, because at the end of that film, he thinks that that's her boyfriend and it's her brother-in-law. So there's something with that too. I don't know who that's going to be relevant for. So let's tap in on this. So where are you at on the scale of 1 to 10? Get a bit tired now, so we're going to speed this up. So, side of the hand, even though money can feel overwhelming, I have the power to shape my finances. Even though money can feel overwhelming, I have the power to shape my finances. Eyebrow, I take charge of my financial situation. Side of the eye, I grow more financially savvy. Under the eye, with every passing day. Under the nose, I acknowledge my financial growth and learning. Under the mouth, I release financial stress. Collarbone, by focusing on the next empowering step. Under the arm, abundance flows to me. Top of the head, I am in control of my financial destiny. Take a deep breath. And then release and tune in. Has it slid on the sliding scale? That can be your secret, or you can let us know. And I deeply love and accept myself. I deeply and completely love and accept myself, whatever my finances are doing, because money does not determine my self-worth. I added that shit in. Right, okay. Abundance flows to me. Yeah. That's a good point. Sorry, that's Barbie. That's actually a very good point. Mighty might, you can't do it on the live. I'm assuming. I think you will be able to do it when I've finished. So again, you might not. Again, you might have better things to do. But if you do go back and you're guided to put a standing comment or hype the video, it'll be after I finish. Or you can do it on the next video that I do. But yeah. I've not seen that movie in forever yet. It's a brilliant film, isn't it? I feel lighter. Yeah, see what I mean? This is brilliant, because this is what I mean. If you did feel a difference, especially if you're new to this, but even if you're not new to it, let me know, because I've never had anybody else basically not feel lighter. When the girls done it in the membership the other night with me, they felt a lot lighter and really felt a shift. And it's because, I'll hype you when I can. Thank you very much, Austin. It's, tapping is brilliant alone, but because I'm weaving in all of the other healing that I do all the time, it's kind of like it hyper boosts the tapping. But yeah, so abundance flows to me. So let's tap on this. So especially because look what's behind that. I am safe. This is definitely, these are definitely ones that people need right now. Trust me, especially with coming up to that eclipse, because the 12th house Pisces energy is our deepest fears, there's a lot of people that just don't feel safe, financially, or safe in your own skin, so it's all relevant. So we might have to read that one too. Right, so abundance flows to me on a scale of 1 to 10. By the way, I'm really proud of myself that I'm doing the scale thing, because that bit bores me, and I don't know how, maybe you are finding it helpful if you're noticing that the energy. I think I'm more just I feel better rather than the sliding scale thing. But I say that because it's, everyone's different. So it's because I'm really, I'm really psychic intuitive sort of thing. I can just tune in. I don't need all that sort of stuff. But I know everyone's brains works differently. So, like what I mean is that I just don't, that's the best way. It doesn't really work. I'm kind of like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's like if somebody giving me a form. It's like, I've done that in my when I worked in the Matrix as a counsellor, there was a form that, it's a core 10 form, if I'm remembering it right. And it's like on a scale of whatever, you've got to vote how depressed you are. And I just don't think it was accurate. People lied on it all the time. So it's kind of like what I mean by this. But, right. So abundance flows to me on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, 1 being the best. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like the abundance flows to you? Or do you feel like my abundance feels like it's held up somewhere? Do you know what I mean? Or this is for a lot of twin flames. My abundance feels like it's being hogged by my twin flame and I'm getting the short end of the straw. Do you know what I mean? But be very careful, be humble. That can swing the other way. You know what I mean? The very few times I come into a lot of money, I'm like, oh, right, something must be happening to him. There's like, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like the energy's got a balance and meet in the middle. You know what I mean? And we should both be abundant. And then even more happily ever after world is because you're actually physically together. But obviously that isn't the case for everyone on the planet. But yes, so because basically masculine and feminine energy, full stop, without the twin flame thing, is the balance of abundance. But it doesn't always feel like that, to be honest. And I'm a good one for that because, oh my God, I explained this in the video I filmed before this, but it's because my moon and my Uranus and my South Node all sit in the house of money, the second house. So my money is very up and down. So it's why I don't attach my self-worth to money, because if I did, fucking hell, it would be on the flare. Do you know what I'm saying? It would be very good. And I've been there. I've been at that point in my life and I've worked hard to be like, I am the Empress. I'm abundant. It's like, I might have fuck all money in my bank. I might be in my overdraft, but I'm abundant. And actually my abundant state of mind and self-love that never runs out, it's going to be a lot better than tons of people that have got a never-ending amount of money that feel like shit. But I'm here to help people that feel like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Right, okay. And ironically, when people invest in my services, you put my abundance up on the scale. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how it works. But the point is, don't attach your self-worth to money, because money is going to mean fuck all very soon. Trust me, I have said this for years, that money, right, is going to be obsolete. The way that we know money very, very soon, that's going to completely change. What are you going to do when that happens? You know what I mean? You're going to be sorry that you held on to it so tight and you wasted time trying to chase that shit. Just trust me. The new earth is very connected to abundance in a whole different form. And I've always said this, but I don't even fully really get what that means. It just always is channeled out of me. And now, over it, because it's like this was 10 years ago, I've been fucking saying shit like this. So many other people get the same message coming through as well. And actually, if you watch the video when I done the future life regression with Lexi, there was a woman that came forward in that, right? It's hard to explain. Watch it if you're interested. There's 2 videos. There's a shorter one. There's a longer one. And somebody came forward explaining money, and it sounded like it was like coins that weren't money as we know it. So it sounded a bit like, I don't know what other types of things. But I mean, yeah, that. But all I know is we're very that shift is very close. So anyway, side note, we'll know when it happens, kind of thing. But the point is, don't attach your self-worth to money, because I'll my face says it all. Right. So, be honest with yourself. Thank you. That's very brave for putting that in. Ain't won the lotto yet, so I got to keep to working 12-hour shifts. Yes, again. Right. Okay. So, side of the hand. Even though I sometimes feel lack, I choose to live a life of abundance. Even though I sometimes feel lack, I choose to live a life of abundance. That doesn't mean irresponsibly. That just means being grateful and, like, you know what I mean? Finding the abundance in nature, the abundance of kind people on the internet, the abundance of warmth you have in the people around you. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean like, oh, I'm just going to act like I'm fucking loaded, even though I'm not. Just point that out. So, eyebrow. The universe provides for me. Or I would change that personally to God provides for me. So you can trust what resonates. And I am open to receiving. I deserve an abundant life. Under the nose, I'm a magnet for opportunities. Side note, I actually am a magnet for other people's opportunities, especially money miracles. So I attract people, money miracles, true story. I've got loads of stories of that, but I can't be bothered. I'll put it in the comments, the one thing that people have said. So, and that is my Jupiter in Capricorn. Jupiter is the planet of luck, and there's no such thing as luck. It's preparation meeting opportunity. So I'm a good business coach. I'm a coach in general, but I'm a good business coach. Because I mix it in with, like, you know, my tuning in skills and everything. So I see possibilities all around. Oh, that's that one, under the mouth. Prosperity surrounds me. Collarbone. Underarm. I'm grateful for the richness of my life. Top of the head. Abundance flows through me. Oh, it's actually abundance flows to me, but abundance flows through me too. Right. Oh, and just for good measure, we're going to read I Am Safe, because my eyes did pull me to it, and it's very relevant at these times we live in. Fuck, by the way, it's now 5 to 10. Am I really going to have energy to do that? I kind of need to, though, because the moon shifts into Capricorn soon. Yeah, we've got to do it tonight, guys. That annoys me. We've got to do it tonight. Don't worry, I'll pull my shit together. I just need to move things out the way to do it on the laptop. Right, so thank you for joining me, people, and we're going to end it on this one. And like I said, if you want to come back for more, I'm going to tune into the Sagittarius and the 9th house energy. But side note, if you're not in the twin flame journey, you might find some of that a bit boring, but you never know. You can just hang out for the company and stuff. So, right, so I am safe. So on a scale of 1, so again, I'm not saying all the things like, you know, breathe in and breathe out, and basically common sense, right? Take a deep breath out and release, and drink lots of water, and check in with how you're feeling, all that jazz. Yeah, okay. So goes without saying, but yeah. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, 1 being the best, when I say I am safe, where do you resonate with that statement? I think I'm hovering about somewhere in between a 3 and a 4. So it depends if where you feel about that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel comfortable and safe within my own skin. I feel safe in my home right now. But like with other things in your life, you know, can you say that you're right up there at a 1? I don't think there's a lot of people in the world. Like I said, even millionaires and billionaires, I bet there's a lot of people who don't feel safe. Especially they're crackling on their money. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, so check in, see where you feel. So, side of the hand, even when the world feels uncertain, I am safe. Even when the world feels uncertain, I am safe. I seem to be safe. Wait a minute. I seem to be safe, but got to keep an eye out. You know, side note, red is one of my fave colours. Oh, lovely. Even when the world feels uncertain, I am safe. The eyebrow, I gently release any fear. Side of the eye, and ground myself in this moment. Under the eye, every breath I take under the nose reminds me that I am safe. Under the mouth, I'm grounded and protected. Collarbone, I come home to myself. Under the arm, I create safety in and around me. And I do create safety in and around me on this channel, because it's our channel and I keep it safe. Top of the head, I am safe. Because you are safe. Don't let the fear of this dying world and collapsing timelines scare you. And on that note, we're just going to say what I've been saying for a very long time now. I want you to imagine, I'm going to do it quickly though. I want you to close your eyes and imagine a swirling tornado of sagey mist whirling above the top of your head. And that sage and whirly tornado of mist is swirling above your upper chakras, your soul star, your crown, your third eye, helping you open your eye to anything that you need to see the truth to. Saturn going retrograde in Pisces. You're either going to get hoodwinked again, or you're going to open your eyes because you slow down and you listen to your intuition and you don't ignore it. What are you going to do? You're going to repeat the karmic lessons. You're going to get pulled into the addictions. You're going to go backwards to learn the lessons. That's okay. Maybe your soul chose to do that. Or are you going to slow down, spot the warning signs, the red flags, and be like, whoa, don't want to go there again. I'm going to wait this out. I'm going to lay low. And when we come out of the retrograde in Pisces, start November, doesn't come out of Pisces until actually February, but it comes out in retrograde November. I'm going to be proud of myself that I didn't get pulled backwards, didn't get pulled to a toxic ex, didn't get pulled to a toxic friendship group. Like I say all the time, I'd rather have no pals than shit pals, you know what I'm saying? But I'm grateful I have got good best friends. So. But I'm counting one hand now, they're fucking going down. But it's, I'm my own best friend. Even when I had tons of fucking best pals, I always said I'm my own best friend. And just as well, because the numbers got smaller and smaller and smaller. My dad always said that when I was younger, that, you know what I mean? That wouldn't always be that way. And I'd be like, no, we're going to be best friends forever. We're all going to be best friends forever. And I was like, all right, okay. Now that I'm approaching 40, I see what my dad was saying. Do you know what I mean? So, I'm sure people could relate with that one too. Oh, look, we've got 2 more subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. Oh, sorry. I went into a wee daze there. So keep your eyes closed. So the energy goes down over the third eye, over the throat chakra, helping you to speak more of your truth where it might be stuck. Speak your truth, express yourself. We're in the last degrees of Mercury in Leo. It's time to be dramatic. Look how dramatic I have tapped on this and channeled, and I'm always very expressive with my hand. You know, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, shine your light. That's the best thing to say in this energy. Oh my God, that was actually the video for yesterday. If you didn't see that, 2 cards came out saying "Shine your light," which I explained was very apt because Mercury was actually conjunct my midheaven in Leo. So you know what I mean. And it's actually, here's a wee bit of astrology too. One of the shorts that I put out went viral, as in it's like over 1,000. I don't even think it was 1,000, but it says it is. But you know, it was over 1,000, which is viral, and that's because that's astrology at work. Love it. Okay, anyway. Be teaching lesson there, couldn't help myself. Sagittarius is the teacher and I'm a Sag moon. So the energy goes down over your higher heart, calling on Saint Germain, the violet flame, to cleanse, clear and delete any previous requests that no longer serve your highest good, to make way for it will serve your highest good and the highest good of all involved. Calling on all time, space, dimensions, versions of self, definitely severing all vows to poverty. If you want to get more of that kind of energy, that's the kind of clearing black magic and spell work and any dark, anything hoodoo, voodoo, blah, blah, anything like that that's come in. I feel that's what we're going to be clearing, specifically past life stuff in that Zoom on Sunday on the eclipse. So just getting that in there, but I'm saying it now for everyone as well. So and now the energy goes down over your heart, pulling in that unconditional love for exactly where you are in this now moment, to enveloping yourself in that unconditional love, with Mary Magdalene and Jesus coming along there to support that energy too, because they're just working very closely with me all the time, but especially in the membership this week. And now the energy moves down over the solar plexus, pulling back your power. Wherever you've given your power away, knowingly or not unknowingly, we call it back. Especially those of you that really resonate with those last cards about the money, not feeling safe and all of that stuff. Pull in that abundant golden yellow light to your solar plexus. You know, what can you do right now to be happy in the moment? If you're worrying about money, what can you go and do right now? Something very simple. Can you go and put the kettle on? Can you stop worrying? Stop feeding the worry and get doing something like watch this again. Watch the bit where we tapped on the money. Watch it every day for the next month and watch something happen. Money coming out of nowhere. Being more open-minded to opportunities. It works. So now the energy goes down over the sacral chakra, which funnily enough, not a coincidence, is about being open and receptive to that abundance. And abundance isn't always getting a check or money, unexpected deposits in your bank or unexpected client. It can be like, you know, like when people like myself are just like, oh, who wants a free card? Because by the way, if you're new to me, I don't always, it depends, right? On Mediumship Monday, I suppose, yeah, that does happen quite often. But it's usually Leo Moon where I offer free cards, right? Which comes around very quickly. It's once a month. But the rest of the time, I normally have paid offerings or, people donate and I'll pull a wee card and stuff. But it can be things like that. There's loads of people on the internet that it's like, you'll just serendipitously come across them and they'll give you like a message you really needed, or a message from a loving spirit, or a guide, or you will just be doing something helpful, or they'll be saying something helpful in a card reading, or or a podcast will tell you something that you needed to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is abundance. It's like, wow, I've just got a bit of information I didn't know, or I've just got a message from my gran that I thought she was telling me that and I was doubting it, and then I've just randomly come across a medium who's like confirmed what I was feeling. Do you know what I'm saying? Or this is exactly what I was feeling my twin flame was going through, and then I found somebody's general reading and that is exactly what I felt they were going through. Again, side note, it is general, but we do know that can happen. Do you know what I mean? So right, so now the energy goes down of the root chakra. If you're wondering why all this chatty chatter's coming in, if you're new, it's because I'm pulling in all the bits and bobs, the overthinking and all the stuff that's going on for all the people that's watching this. So that was going to be, a fair amount of people by the time I come off this. So now at the root chakra, we're calling in grounding, safety, security, remembering that the last card I read was I am safe. So that's what we're anchoring in. I am safe. And if you're not feeling safe, remember, I want you to feel all the worries and the stress and anything that you're worried or stressed out about, the twin flame journey, money, the karmic people in your life that are causing bother, the fact that you can't move forward, whatever it is, all the stuff that you're bothered about, are you ready to release it? Let's release all the way down through your hips, down over your thighs, down over your knees, which are about worthiness. And you are worthy. And let that energy travel down your legs, down out through your feet, with the roots of the tree growing down, 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 all the way down to the bottom of Mother Earth, however you imagine that to be. And just release down to the old earth. Let it all go. Let it all go down to Mother Earth, crumble away with the crumbling timelines, and let it go down to Mother Earth to take care of, trusting that you've learned the lessons you need to learn and you're absolutely ready to keep the lessons that you've learned in the karmic situations with the karmic people, but you are not repeating the pain. I repeat, I do not want to repeat the pain of the past. I'm ready to move forward, and I'm ready to release that even more so when Sunday rolls around with the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse, which is about releasing and grief and endings and the subconscious and spiritual journey. And because it's with the North Node in Pisces, following my destiny, releasing what's holding me back to follow my destined path. And so we're cutting the cords of Archangel Michael to the old earth of fear, lack, and negativity. Connecting the new strong cords coming out through your roots of your tree, going down into the earth. And I want you to connect to the Earth Star chakra, where that is the source of all abundance, and pull up the energy of that abundant energy. And just as you're pulling that energy up, set an intention. I am abundant. I am abundant. I am abundance. I know how to find abundance. I know how to find joy. I know how to be grateful. I know how to lift the stress and do something to distract myself when I'm focusing on the lack too much. I am abundant. I am open to miracles. And so just set a personal intention for whatever you want to pull up from the new earth energy as well, for whatever you're personally worried about. Or just if you're not worried, just whatever you feel you need courage, especially courage, because we're in the Mercury in the last energetic degrees of Leo there. And now I'm just going to count from 10 to 1. And when I get to 2, you're going to think about opening your eyes. And when I get to 1, you're going to open your eyes wide awake. And I'm going to say an abrupt bye. So, ready to come back now, feeling refreshed and abundant and open to money miracles and abundance wherever it wants to come in. An abundance of love for some of you, with me being a twin flame healer, calling in those miracles and those unions where it's destined. And look, it's got to exactly 144 when I send unions when it's destined. So that's God speaking through me. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Think about opening your eyes. 1, open your eyes, wide awake. I'm going to love yous and leave yous, and I'm going to leave it because it has naturally ended on 1 hour, 44 minutes. So it's naturally ended at that, and it's into the second, so I'm going to make it land on that. See what I mean? It's a little bit natural. It's a little bit having to do something about it. So take that for your path too. But I'm going to be away for 5 minutes, and I'm going to come back for Sagittarius if you want to join me for more. Let me know in the comments if you like this, and remember to hype it if you can, and I'm very grateful. And go and do that to other people you love too. Thank you. See you later.